Okay, Assalamualaikum dan selamat pagi. Okay, welcome students. Today we are going to continue with English session. Okay, again with me, Miss Norzailatil Akmal binti Muhammad Zain from SM Tahfiz Al-Quran Jaim Cenderah, Jasin, Melaka. Okay, and I would like to remind you, I would like to enlighten you that this program is totally free. It is organized by Malacca State Councils of Mayors in collaboration with Malacca State Education Department and also Jasin District Education Office. Okay, and before we proceed to our sessions today, I would like to request all of you to hit the like button and don't forget to subscribe to our channel. Please remember that this is totally free. You are not charged with anything. Okay, the topic that I am going to discuss today will be I can't link without you. Okay, before I move to another slide, okay, please focus on the red word, which is link. Okay, when you look at the word, what is the first thing come across your mind? Okay, I'm sure you have lots of definitions, you have a lot of thought about that. Okay, but let me make it simple for you. The most simple, basic definitions of link will be either connect or relate. If you are able to have this kind of word just now, it means that you are on the right track. Okay. Usually when people come across the word link, obviously you will relate it to your personal opinion, personal experience, your relationship, your connection with people. Okay. However, today, let us link with the English itself, the subject of English. Okay. Link in English, it will be focusing on grammar item. Okay. In English, the link is used to connect ideas to make the flow of your writing or your speech will become smooth and easily understand. Okay, saying that, this will be the focus, which is cohesive devices. Okay, I am sure that you are familiar with the term itself. The teachers have repeated it multiple times in class, over and over again. It's just that maybe it's not that you don't know the word, maybe you just tend to forgot about it. Well, that's normal. You have not been in school for about maybe 4 or almost half a year. So don't worry, let us refresh what you have known, your schemata knowledge about cohesive devices today. Okay, in general, cohesive devices are words or phrases used to link text, sentences or paragraph. Okay. If you are not familiar with the word cohesive devices, you might have come across the word linkers, connectors or transition markers. Okay, those things are actually cohesive devices. They are actually the same thing. So don't freak out with the word cohesive devices. Okay, why do we use cohesive devices? Why the teachers ask you to use connectors, linkers in your writing especially? Okay, if you do not have linkers or you do not have connectors in your writing, do you think your piece of writing will be well organized? Well, I can't really agree with that. You can write, but you will not have a very interesting piece of writing. Okay. Link or connect, cohesive device, link or connect ideas to produce organized content. If you use that, it means that you will have more marks in terms of organizations. Please, during the last session of English, Madam Azia has presented about paper 2, which is writing, and I think she has mentioned about the assessment skill. There is organization part, Okay, cohesive devices here will be one of the element assessed in that subscale of organization. Okay. Okay, link or connect ideas to produce organized content. Okay, cohesive devices also help us to hold or tie up different ideas together to create a single thought. Obviously, when you are writing, you will have a lot of points, but at the end of the day, your point should only refer to one specific things that you are trying to say. Okay. Okay, cohesive devices also helps to add clarity to the thought of a sentence or paragraph. Okay, it helps you to make your sentence, your paragraph, your writing become clearer and easier for the teachers to understand. Okay, here we have 4 types of cohesive devices. Okay, the first one will be pronoun and reference. Second one, transitional words or phrase, substitutions, and ellipsis. Okay, let's go one by one. Okay, I will try to explain it as best as I could. If you have any question, don't hesitate. You can ask, and I will try to answer it as best as I could. Okay, the first one will be reference. Okay, reference or pronoun is used to keep track of the subject in the text. Okay, usually when you are writing, you will have subject. Subject, it can be in terms of noun. Let's say you are writing about, okay, the most basic one, Ali loves to play football. And student with basic proficiency, usually they tend to repeat the word Ali loves to play football. Ali love to play every sport. Okay, the student tend to repeat the word Ali in every beginning of the sentence. It make it become less variety, less interesting. So to make it become interesting, the first thing that you can do will be change the subject. Okay, let's say the word Ali just now. Ali is a noun, so you can change the word Ali by using pronoun. Okay, Ali, the pronoun for Ali is a boy, so maybe you can use the pronoun of he. Okay, so I hope you are clear with that so far. Okay, if I am too fast, please tell me. Okay. Okay, pronoun and reference. Okay, pronoun and reference, it helps the writers to avoid repetitions of something which has already been mentioned. Okay, repetition. Okay, the one that I give example just now, Ali. He keep on mentioning Ali at the beginning of every sentence. Okay, that is what it meant by repetitions. You already know that the subject is Ali, so you do not need to repeat it over and over again. You can change it into pronouns. Okay, use pronoun to make reference. Okay, these are some of the examples of pronoun. We have this, that, those, it, they, them, he, she, which. Okay, we have lots of we have others pronoun. We will have a look at it just in a moment, but this one will be an example. And I'm sure you have seen this before. You have come across these words before. Okay, next one. Okay, pronoun. Okay, common types of pronouns. Okay, first, we have personal pronoun. Okay, personal pronoun, they are divided into 2 categories, which is subject and object. Okay, for subject, I, you, he, she, it, we, and they. Okay, while object pronoun for I will be me, and for you is still you. Okay, object pronoun for he will be him. Okay, she, you can change it into her, while it still remain as it. Okay, but when it comes to we, the object pronoun again change it into us. Okay, they become them. Okay, what is the difference between subject pronoun and object pronoun? Okay, you have learned this. Okay, the most basic one will be subject pronoun should be at the beginning of the sentence. Okay, so for example, I love nasi lemak. Okay, I, the subject pronoun will be in the beginning of your sentence, while for the subject, usually it is placed at the end of the sentence. Example, nasi lemak. Okay, so sorry about that. Okay, object pronoun should be at the end. Okay, for example, I have not heard a news about him. Okay, I have not heard a news about him. Okay, him is placed at the end of the sentence, while I is placed in the beginning of the sentence. Okay. Second, we have reflective. Okay, reflective pronoun. This one we have myself, yourself, himself, herself, itself, ourself, and themselves. Okay. Next one we have possessive pronoun. Okay, possessive pronoun here, it is used to show ownership. It is used to show that the things belongs to that certain person. Okay, we have mine, yours, his, hers, ours, yours, and theirs. Okay, let's proceed. Okay, here we have, next one we have demonstrative pronoun. We have these, that, these, and those. Okay, this demonstrative pronoun sometimes can be quite confusing. Okay, what I tell my students is that regard this as singular and plural with distance or no distance. It will help you to remember. Okay, this, T-H-I-S, will be for singular for something which is very near. Okay, the distance is close. And that, T-H-A-T, this is what I use with my students. Okay, your teacher might use the different approach. Okay, T-H-A-T, again it is used for singular, but you will have a little distance. Maybe you have maybe 1 or 2 meters away from that things. Okay, these, T-H-E-S-E, will be the plural form for this. Okay, no, again very close, no distance, and then those will be the plural form for that. Okay, that is now singular for with distance. Okay, those will be plural with distance. Okay, next one we have interrogative. Okay, interrogative pronoun usually used when we are constructing questions. Okay, base here who, which, where, how, and what. I think this some kind of remind you to 5W1 hash. Okay, okay. If 5W1 hash come across your mind, it means that you are good. Okay. Next one, relative pronoun. Okay, relative pronoun, who, whom, which, whose, and that. Okay. My students always confused on how to use who, whom, and whose. Okay, the basic common one will be who, if you use the word who, the word followed should be verb. Okay, for example, who is, who are. Okay, after the word who, it should be followed by verb. Okay, and then whom, after the word whom, it should be followed by noun. Okay, for example, he is the boy whom I saw crying at school yesterday. Okay, whom, I. Okay, whom, and then I will be the noun or pronoun. Okay, and then whose is used to show again the possessiveness. Okay, next one, indefinite. Okay, indefinite, we have another, anybody, anyone, anything, each, either, enough, everybody, and everyone. To the
The subject will be the girls. It's just that the place is a little bit different. So the girls watch makeup tutorial during their free time. Okay, the style of writing actually. So since the girls we plural in plural form, so that's why we use their. The last one, I like this book, but I don't like that. Okay, this one is similar to our example number 3. Okay, I like this book, but I don't like that book. Even though I did not mention the second book, but I can say that I don't like it. Okay. I hope everyone got the correct one, the correct answer. Okay. This one. Okay. This will be the second type of cohesive devices. Okay. It is called as transitional word and phrases. Or you might heard it, or your teacher might use the term linking words. Okay, they are basically the same. Okay, transition word or phrase. What does it mean by transition words or phrase? Okay, a transition or linking word is a word or phrase that shows the relationship between paragraph or section of a text or speech. Okay. This is where you show how your ideas how you link your ideas together, how you make your idea flows, okay, throughout your writing or your speech. Transition word or phrases also we can consider it as bridges that connect the different parts of your text together and indicate connection within or between sentences. It thus creating smoother flow of ideas. Okay. Example of transition word or phrases, we have the common one that you are always use. Okay, however, although, furthermore, as well as, first, second, and third. Okay, maybe you have other words such as firstly, secondly, next. Besides that, okay, those are transition words. Okay, you have common knowledge about that. Okay, this session will be just to refresh and just regard this as your revision session. Okay, this will be the function of linking words or transition words. Okay, first, we use this to add ideas, to add similar ideas. Okay, the word that we can use or the phrases that we can use to highlight similar ideas will be in addition, additionally, also, to, as well as, furthermore, moreover, not only, but also. Okay. Here, based on the 8 phrases or 8 words here, I think the most common one that you use will be the word to, and furthermore, moreover, in addition. Okay. I think you guys are familiar in using those words. Okay. If you know how to use at least half of it, you are in good hands actually. You can just add on. Maybe you can start using another phrases. Okay. The next functions of transition words will be to give. We use it to highlight when to give reader examples. Okay. Okay. The most common one that we use will be for example. Every student, each time they are trying to give example, they use the word for example. And I've been telling them, okay, try to use the word for instance, such as. I think your teachers have done that too. We told you multiple times, try to use something else, for instance, such as, to illustrate. But you guys still stick on your own preference, which is for example. To give example, you have several phrases here. The first one, for example, your favorite one, for instance, such as, namely, to illustrate this, a good example, and last one of this is. You can use these phrases to vary your vocabulary, to make your organization looks better. Okay. Next function will be the word like wise, similarly, also, in the same way, equally, are words or phrases that tells the reader how two things are similar. Okay? Usually, even though the concept is comparing similar ideas, but it shows how things are actually quite the same. For example, I love my school in the same way my student loves it. Okay, so it means that both my student and I love our school. Okay, similar idea there. The next function will be contrasting ideas. Okay, these words or phrases tell the readers how two things are different. Contrasting ideas, it will be some sort of like negative and positive. Okay, the most common one that you use will be the word but. Okay. I like durian, but I don't like rambutan. Okay, that will be the most. That will be the basic example. Okay, basic example for you. Okay, or you can use the word however. Uh, he is cute, however, he is not that friendly. Okay, cute but not friendly. However, not friendly. You can also use the phrases like in contrast, in comparison, on the other hand, on the contrary, although, and even though. Based on the 8 phrases and word here, I think the common one that you use are but, however, although, and even though. Let's proceed. Okay, transition words or linking words is also used when we are trying to give opinion. Okay, here we use this to introduce an opinion or to give opinion. The common one, in my opinion, in my view, or some use in my point of view, and I think that, okay, I agree, I feel that, I disagree, okay, I believe that. I think you guys are, you know most of these phrases. Okay, for me, if you can use various phrases to show your opinion, to introduce your opinion, it will be good. That's good for you. Okay, next one, we use transition words or linking words when we are trying to give reasons. Okay. These words such as because, so, the reason why, another reason is. These words and phrases is used to introduce the reason for something. Okay, I will give you an example. Okay. I cannot go home during this festive season because of the MCO. Okay. I cannot go back to my hometown because Okay, because it's indicating the reason why I cannot go home to my hometown in Kelantan. Okay, the reason I cannot go home is because of the MCO. Okay. The next one. Okay, explaining causes. Okay, these words and phrases introduce the causes of something. Okay. The phrases used will be because of, owing to, due to, or as a result of. Okay. The examples here, okay, the ice caps are melting because of global warming. Okay. This will be the current issue about our environment here. Okay, the ice caps are melting. Okay, the cause, the reason, the cause why the ice caps are melting is due to, because of, the ice cap are melting as a result of global warming. Okay. Second one, second example. As a result of global warming, the ice caps are melting. Okay, the styles of writing that. Next function will be describing effect. These words and phrases introduce the effects of something. Okay. If you do this, you will become this. Your teachers, your teachers or your parents always say, you need to study hard. If not, you are not going to get good result. Okay. They are actually describing the effect if you are not studying hard. Some of the words and phrases that you can use to describe effects will be therefore, thus, consequently, as a result. Okay. And let's have a look at the examples that we have here. CO2 emissions have gone up and global temperatures have consequently risen. We must therefore reduce this emission. Okay. This example is a bit science stream a bit. Okay. CO2 emissions have gone up and global temperatures have consequently risen. Okay, here the idea is that the global temperature is rising as the effect of CO2 emission. Okay. Next one, sequencing, your favorite one, sequencing. Okay, the words and phrases help the reader to understand the sequence of items. Okay, firstly, secondly, third, next, then, after that, to begin with, finally, lastly. Okay. These are some examples of words or phrases that you can use to show sequence. Here are some examples. Okay. Firstly, I believe that government must act to reduce CO2 emission. Okay, when you use firstly, it means that that will be your the first thing that you are trying to say. Firstly, here it seems like the person is giving suggestion. So, firstly, I believe the government must act to reduce CO2 emission. Okay, here suggests the first opinion. Okay, after that, the numbers start to decline. Okay, after that will be the following action, the following result, the following opinion. Next one. emphasizing. These words or phrases help you to draw attention to an idea or example. Emphasizing, it means that you are trying to make to make the readers focus on that particular idea. You can use phrases like you can use words like particularly, in particular, especially, specifically, certainly, obviously, in fact, and clearly. The next one, we also have reformulations. Okay, don't panic if you have not heard of this term before. Okay, regard this as rephrasing your previous idea. Regard this as to summarize your idea, to simplify your idea. Okay, the words or the phrases that you can use for reformulation. In other words, that is to say, rather, in simple terms, and put more simply. Okay, those are some examples of reformulation. Okay, next one we have conceding idea. Okay, conceding ideas. Okay, these words such as admittedly, on the other hand, another view is I concede that, I admit that, granted. Okay, these words and phrases are for acknowledging another point of view. It means that you are acknowledge the point made by you acknowledge another point, another idea. Last one would be concluding. In conclusion, to conclude. In summary, to sum up. These words, these phrases is used to introduce the conclusion of an essay. Usually, when you write in conclusion, when you start your paragraph with the phrases of in conclusions, your teachers or the readers will know that this will be the end of your essay. Okay, let's try again. Let's try another three exercise here. Three example. Sorry, this one is example. Sorry. Okay, first, she is pretty. She is arrogant. Okay, pretty and arrogant, they are both have different qualities, different ideas, contradict ideas. So the linking word that is appropriate to be used here would be the word but. She is pretty but arrogant. Okay, example number 2, blank. I had seen that movie 3 times. I watched it again. Okay. Here I have 3 choices of answer. Although, until, because. Okay, but the one that is the most correct one will be the word although. Okay. Although I had seen that movie 3 times, I watched it again. The next one, mail. Okay, mail, not mile. Okay, mail is delivered whether it is raining or snowing days. Okay, done with the example. Let's proceed to the exercise. Okay, again, I have 3 simple exercise for you that you can work within 2 minutes while I had my break, short break. I think 2-minute break. Take 2 if I can. Okay, so let's have a look. Okay, the first question. She sat next to him. She listened quietly. B. Okay. The choices of answer will be but and so. So you have three choices of answer there. Choose wisely. Okay. Question number 2. The stadium looks like garbage. Okay. Blank the match. The choices of answer: before, until, and after. Okay, the third one. Nelly blank likes fresh milk nor cheesecake. Okay, here actually try to test you on the correlative conjunction. Correlative conjunction will be examples of correlative conjunction will be either or, neither, no, whether or. Okay, that will be example. The one with the pairing. You have three choices of answer here: until, neither, or either. Okay. Well, it seems like you guys are super fast. You finish it in not even 2 minutes. So let's have a look at the answer. Okay, the first one. She sat next to him and yes, you are correct. The answer for number 1 is and listen quietly. If you notice, in the first question, the word she on the second sentence was dropped out. It's dropped out. Okay. She sat next to him and listened quietly. Okay. Second, the stadium looks like garbage after the match. Okay. Means after the match is done, finished, the stadium look a mess. Okay, number 3. Nelly neither likes fresh milk nor cheesecake. Okay, here it means that Nelly does not like both fresh milk and cheesecake. Okay, fresh milk and cheesecake is not an option for Nelly. Okay, now we are moving on to the next part, the next type of cohesive devices. Here we are going to revise about substitution and also ellipsis. Okay. Substitutions or ellipsis. Okay. What do you know about substitutions and ellipsis? Okay, I think you are familiar with the word substitutes. If not in English, if not in English subject, maybe you come across the word substitute in other area, other field, which is sport or playing games. You need to have substitute. Okay. The substitute act as a replacement. Okay. The same idea here. Substitution means replacement. Okay, you use substitution to replace certain words or phrases in sentence. Okay, while ellipsis will be deleting or omitting. It means that you are cut off, you are reduce, or you are simply delete certain words or phrases in the sentence that is very obvious. Okay. Substitutions and ellipses are quite similar in some way as they both offer interlocutors the opportunity of reducing what they are saying. Okay, reducing what they are saying, it means that make the ideas compact or make the ideas shorter, very direct, without having to repeat the same things all over again. And substitution has to do with using words such as do and so and not. Okay. Replace. Substitution, the idea is replace. Replace the word, replace the noun, replace the clause. Okay, while ellipsis is simply leaving something out. Okay, leave out. Okay. That is usually obvious. Obvious means which is something very clear, very vivid. Okay, omit. Okay, here, omit or delete. You delete the things that you do not need in the text because it is already, the message is already clear. Okay, word, okay, we use words such as one or once, so, do, have, be, the same, or not. Okay. The main idea, the main purpose is to avoid repetitions. Okay. Here I have an example. This is actually a poem entitled The Purple Cow by Gareth Burgess. I never saw a purple cow. I never hoped to see one. But I can tell you, anyhow, I would rather see than be one. Okay. Here, if you notice, in the second line, here, I highlighted the word one. Okay. One, in the second line, is a substitute for the word purple cow. Okay. Obviously, I can repeat the word purple cow, but it will be less interesting. Okay, the same case with the line number 4. Again, the word one there is referring to the same subject, which is purple cow. Okay, what if the poet said, I never saw purple cows in plural, cows with S. So if you come across that situation, since cow is plural, we use the word once. Okay? I never hope to see once. I would rather see than be once. Okay? With us, one with us. Okay, let's have a look at this example. Okay, examples of substitution. Okay, the manager threatened to sack the secretary. Sack, S-A-C-K, means to fire the secretary. And he finally did so 6 months later. Okay, the word did so is actually the substitute for the word sack the secretary. Okay, did so means fire the secretary. Substitute for the first phrases. And number 2, I'm sorry for the typing error here, it's supposed to be number 1 and number 2. Okay, this will be in form of dialogue. Okay. A, is Maggie coming too? Okay, and the B person answered, I hope not. Okay, not here is referring to the word Maggie is not coming. Okay, she or he hope that Maggie is not coming. There is only enough food for 3. Okay, so instead of repeating, I hope Maggie is not coming, which is you can simplify and straight away tell your thought by saying I hope not. Okay, if the writer say I hope not, I think you guys can understand that she or he hopes that Maggie is not coming. So that's why there is no need of repetitions. Okay. Next one, the example for ellipsis. Number 1, again in form of dialogue. He could come with us to Lagos. Okay, then B answer it, yes, he could. Okay. That one, very direct, but it is understandable. You know the response, means that he can come with us to Lagos. No need to write very lengthy one for very direct meaning or idea. Okay, 2. Will you have another bottle of Coke? Okay, then B answer, I'll better not. Okay, again, the same cases as A. Very clear-cut idea. So no need to repeat, I'll better not have another bottle of Coke. Okay, the idea comes through. Okay. Here I have another examples. Okay. The first graph shows eating habit by teenagers, while the second graph shows the daily exercise level. Okay, graph and graph. Okay, the first part of the sentence highlight about graph. Okay, but the second part of the sentence, I change it into the word one. Okay, I substitute the word graph at the second part of the sentence by using the word one. It still bring the same meaning. Okay, graph. The second one shows the daily exercise level. Okay, number 2, I bet you get married before I get married. Okay, and then 2, okay, get married, and then you have repetition of get married at the end of it. It makes it very boring, sport. So you can change it into, okay, to get married at the end of your sentence, at the latter part of your sentence, you can change it into whether before, okay, I bet you get married before I do. Or if you don't, you can just simply use I bet you get married before I don't. Okay. Number 3, if you quit your job, I'll quit my job too. Okay. Just like the tagline from Titanic, you jump, I jump. Okay. But you can simplify that dialogue to become, okay, if you quit your job, I'll do the same. Okay, this will be the example for the one that I've given example here. But for the Titanic, maybe if you jump, I jump. You can change it into, or you can substitute it. Ellipsis it. Okay, if you jump, I'll do the same. Okay, it means that you are taking the same action. Let's try here. Okay, question number 1. The rich countries advance more than the poor countries. Okay, repetitions of the word countries. So, how you are going to substitute the second countries, the second words of countries at the end of the sentence. Okay, again, everything is number one. Forgive me, let me apologize for that. Okay, the second exercise, does she need to spend an hour for her makeup routine? I don't think she needs to spend an hour for her makeup routine. Okay, here you have repetitions of almost a sentence. Okay, she needs to spend an hour for her makeup routine. So how you are going to substitute that? So how you are going to ellipsis that? Last one, the third one, Thursday the 6th looks pretty good, and Monday the 10th does look pretty good too. Okay, the repetitions of the phrase look pretty good. Okay, okay, 2 minutes to work and try to attempt this simple exercise yet again. Okay? It's okay if you did not get it correctly. This is your process of learning. I hope you will get better idea of cohesive devices after the session today. And you can implement it, you can use it in your writing or even in your speaking later on. Okay? Done? Finish with it? Okay, let's check the answer. Okay, here. For number 1 just now, the repetitions of the word countries. So the second country, the word countries at the end of the sentence, we substitute it with the word once. Okay, why once, not one? Do you still remember the one that I said just now? Because of the S. Just like the cow and the cows just now. Purple cow and purple cows. Okay. Countries, plural. So once indicating plural. If it is only stated the rich country, singular, then we use one without S. Second, the repetitions of the sentence, she need to spend an hour for her makeup routine. Okay. Here, we substitute, we ellipsis it with the word so. Okay, we replace, not replace it, we actually omit, she need to spend an hour for her makeup routine in the second part of the sentence and used by the word so. So, the response will be very, very direct and simple, which is I don't think so. Okay, here it means that she can maybe do not need an hour for the makeup time. Maybe just around 50 minutes, 5 minutes done. Okay, next one. Thursday the 6th looks pretty good. Okay, for number 3, the repetitions of the phrase looks pretty good. So here we substitute it with the word so does. Okay. So does Monday the 10th. Okay, so far so good, students? Or do you need a moment to digest everything? Or am I talking too fast? Yeah. Okay. Let's moving on. Okay. Just bear with me. We are actually reaching towards the last part of my session today. Okay, let's do this. Okay, this is actually a paragraph on which we will do revisions about the sessions today. Okay. Cohesion is an important feature in academic writing. It can help ensure that your writing coheres, which will make it easier for the reader to follow the main ideas in your essay or report. You can achieve a second key feature is referent words. A third one is linking words. The fourth is substitution. The final important aspect is ellipsis. Okay. Looking at the glimpse of the paragraph, I think you have noticed that there are words that I have highlighted in red. Okay, I have the word eat, which the first of these, second, and one. Okay, let's try. Okay. Let's try and guess. Okay. Eat. Okay, what do you think eat here refers to?
Okay, obviously it's referred to the first part of the sentence. Cohesion is an important feature of academic writing. Okay, we have cohesion, we have important features, we have academic writing. So, the question here is, the word it refer to which part of the first sentence? Okay, that is something that you need to ponder about. That is something you need to think. Okay, we will discuss the answer at the end of the slides. Okay. Okay. Second red word here will be which. Okay. Which here will be referring to the idea of. Okay. It will be your writing, or your writing coheres. Which one do you think it is? Okay. Okay, and then the third highlighted word, the phrases will be the first of these. Okay, the first of these will be a substitution or ellipsis for which part of the previous sentence. Okay, the previous sentence we have, you can achieve good cohesion by paying attention to 5 important features. Okay, which part of the previous sentence do you think being replaced with the phrases the first of this? Okay, we will discuss it in a short while. Okay, a second, okay, the next highlighted word will be a second. Okay, second, it will be referring or linkers, okay, or substitute or ellipsis for which part of the essay, which part of the text. And last one, I have the word want. Okay, I hope you have thought about it. You have considered which part of the cohesive devices are the right word indicate. Okay, so let's have a look. Okay, here it, okay, it is referring, okay, it is a reference to cohesion, not the writing, but it is referred to the subject of cohesion, the idea of cohesion. Okay, where can you find the word cohesion? Okay. The word cohesion will be the very first word in your first sentence. Okay, so it at the second sentence is referring to cohesion. Okay, second, which, okay, the word which again refer, it is a reference to the idea of your writing coheres. Okay, it refers that your writing will be coherent. Okay, the third one, the third highlighted phrases, the first of this. Okay, the first of this will be an example of ellipsis. Okay, I hope you still remember what is ellipsis. Okay, ellipsis means you delete or omit the one that that has already bring obvious meaning. Okay, let's have a look here. Okay, the first of this, okay, here it reflects the idea of 5 important features. So that's why I did not repeat. Okay, usually you will tend to write, okay, the first of 5 important features is, right? You usually write it that way, but starting from today, you can use this structure, this style, the first of this, okay, so that you will not have a lot of repetition in your writing. Okay, number 4, second. Okay, second will be an example of linking word. Okay, let's have a refresh for linking word. Okay, we have first, second, next, although, furthermore, however. Okay, that would be linking words. Or, okay, another name for linking word would be transitional words or phrases. Okay, last one. Okay, the word want. Okay, the word want is a substitution for, okay, here number 1 is a substitution for features. Okay, it's referring to the features, so that I will not have to repeat the word features again in the sentence itself. Okay, so okay, students, I have come to the end of my presentation today. Okay, before we end our sessions today, do you have any questions to ask? Okay, or I noticed that during English session there are no questions. Are you intimidated to ask in English? I don't think I've portrayed a very strict image here. I'm trying to smile, so I hope you are not intimidated. I hope you are not scared to ask questions next time. So, okay, again, before I leave you, okay, just a friendly reminder from our organizer, okay, Majlis Datuk-Datuk Negeri Melaka. Okay, again, they remind you actually to hit the like button and subscribe. And for tomorrow, we have another 2 subjects, so don't forget to join. And with that, I'll see you guys again next session. Thank you very much.